Okay, stream is fired up, but we'll wait to officially get started for a few minutes. Looks like he's having some technical difficulties too. All right, and I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get a drink. Send Chad an email.
All right.
And we'll go from there. All right, AFK a second. Alrighty. Any word from Chad? I haven't heard anything. I have no idea where he's at. Okay. Yeah, it's not like Chad to be missing. Other news. Check out this sweet mug. Yeah. That's my favorite.
It's pretty tight.
Awesome. That took some time.
We can
Hey.
see you.
Yeah, closing the browser and then bring it back up.
So now we just need Chad, wherever he is. Which I got nothing. He hasn't emailed back. I guess we could just do one without him if we have to.
He was kidnapped.
Oh no, he responded. Yeah, he thought we weren't playing because it's the holiday.
Oh,
Suzail?
I don't know. It doesn't really say. You're gonna have to get you a mic, Keith, eventually. I hear a lot of echoey stuff.
that's no good. Guess I'll have to do that. Like background noise like this.
It's
just-
like it's like anytime you type, it makes like a lot of thudding sound.
Oh,
That's it mainly, I think. Yeah,
oh,
there. You can mute it too, though. If it's like, if you hover over your icon, you can temporarily mute.
oh, that'd be annoying.
It's up to you. Yeah, it's annoying to do, but
What if I just don't type and do anything else? I can just stay in the same spot for like 2 hours.
not move at all. That's not too bad. It just kind of drowns out a little bit because it's really bassy.
Oh, that's not good. I'll have to get a mic sometime then.
Okay, let's see what Chad says. Okay, so as soon as we hear from him, we'll start.
Oh, so I made a mistake last week, and apparently I can't detect thoughts yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's second level bard spell, and I misunderstood the way that multi-classing works.
I see.
So as soon as he leveled up, Mirek is getting some detect thoughts.
So the DM should naturally counter this by coming up with a homebrew spell called Inject Nightmares into you.
I deserve it.
No, dude. It was fun. Session was kind of dragging. We were trying to figure out what to do, but you got all magical, and you're like, I got this. I know what that motherfucker's thinking. And I'm stealing political stories. You know, it's cool.
All right, Chad is not making it. So we'll just roll with it. All right. So when we last left off, you guys were at sea.
That is probably true.
Yeah, this map. Just killed a banshee. Everyone got up. The poor derpy pirate seems to be dead. He's hanging halfway off the boat, completely lifeless. Very sad. Very, very sad.
Pirate. Or the guy who owned the boat.
Nope. His name
Derpy
is
is dead.
Derpy.
Oh, Derp. Oh,
Yeah, he's a goner. The banshee's whale killed him.
I'm sad.
Yeah.
I'll
You guys
never
are,
forget you, Derpy.
As we push him over, I'll never let go, Derp. He sings.
Now let go.
Gold. That's cold and dead put together. Your cold
got
dead
this
hands
one-
off.
he's got this one foot that just keeps getting stuck to the side of everything.
He gets stuck in the rudder of the boat and sinks it. We're like, fuck, stupid Derpy.
Okay, so you guys press on and on and on, and the captain is pleased that you give him some gold, as you said in the role-playing thread. But yeah, he looks a little frightened, afraid of what could happen out here. So at this point, you guys are pretty much sailing up the Dragon Coast towards Suzail. And it's going to be a couple more, about a day and a half, maybe two, of sailing. So you've got some time.
Right. Do some healing. Oh wait, we're gonna heal anyway, right?
Yeah, so you get a chance to fully heal up and get all your spells back, all that good stuff. You you do keep the land within sight while sailing the ship, but not close enough to really see much on the land. Okay. There we go. And as you approach Suzail on day 2, you see this very large walled city coming into view. The docks are enormous. There's a lot of ships there. You can see a lot of little people running around in the distance. And you can see high up near the middle of the city, there looks like a castle, some walls, and some what looks to be the government official buildings, and that big castle you can always see from way out to sea. A lot of C's in that sentence. And you do dock as Jonathan leads you in. You probably want to zoom out on this map so you can tell what's going on. Now docked in Suzail.
Cool. My character is originally from there-ish.
Eric, as we get closer to Suzail, is going to look through his disguise kit and try to don a disguise, because Suzail, I'm sure, is a lovely place, but I maybe wanted here. So, yeah, we're going to put on some sort of disguise.
So do you let that be known to the party?
I just did.
Oh, awesome.
All right, so what do? You put on like a mustache and a hat, or
I actually have a disguise kit. Give me a minute. I can look and see how it works. Actually, DM, why don't you look and see how it works, and I'll take this time to explain my story to the party, if that's okay, because I think that's appropriate.
you basically are going to get charisma and proficiency to to your ability to look like something else. So if anyone tries to investigate or use insight, they're going to be against that DC. So go ahead and make a charisma check plus proficiency. And let's see what you get. How good you are. And this is a hidden roll, so you don't actually know what you got using the force.
Okay, well, it's D20 plus 4.
Okay. You're looking good in your disguise. You look like whatever you want to look like.
Barbara Streisand.
So you really look like a female halfling?
No, I disguise myself as a first mate of a ship. I just don some. I look through and see if I can find like a plain white shirt. No, that doesn't make sense. I just whip something up with a hood over my face.
Okay.
Try to make myself look like a merchant or something.
Mustache or no mustache?
Dude, look at me.
All right.
If I could grow a beard as this disguise kit, it would be there. Yeah, I definitely have a mustache.
All right.
And I twirl the tips. That's one thing I can't do with mine because I'm too wolf beard. Hell yeah.
So you'll see at the top left, there's a list of pretty much everything in this city. Well, all the main stuff. And as you get off your ship, Jonathan says, "Shall I wait or shall I return back home? But first, either way, I'm going to need the rest of the payment from this document." Where do I go for this again? Do I just wait here?
Well, remember, Jonathan, we explained that the rest of the payment would be paid by the Purple Dragon Knights back in Blestich. We noticed that you had some rough waters on the way, and, we all got kind of shell-shocked. So we gave you kind of a half advance up front. That actually came from our pockets. You've still got the 300 back in Blestich.
Oh, I see. So you don't need a ride back then, right? I can go and head out.
Considering that did come from our pockets, if you could, I don't know, maybe go and drink like a maniac for a day or two, give us some time to settle our affairs, I think that would be ideal because we may need a ride out of here relatively quickly, and we'd like to have you kind of at our disposal. Is that something that you would find agreeable, maybe, considering we gave you 83 gold?
Sure, I have some things I can do here.
Perfect.
I'm gonna give him another 40.
We
Okay.
don't have much gold left.
What?
He says...
We don't have very much gold left.
I have plenty of gold, thanks.
Wow.
Well, I'll be hanging out at Bindle's. He heads over to a tavern that is sort of near the docks.
Okay.
This city is huge. There are people of all sorts, mostly human, but you see some elves, dwarves, halflings, other types wandering around on these docks, and they're doing a lot of trading and loading, unloading. It's a bustling place. And as you look down into the city, it looks a little dusty, but it's full. As far as you can see, there are houses, structures, and places, and looks like some areas are a little more dense than others. And there's just a ton of activity here. And for you, those of you who have been here before, it's nothing too out of the ordinary. But just in comparison to Blestich, it is a big change. Joe?
Yes.
Make a perception check.
Perception.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys all inspiration from the last game. And what'd you get on that check? Is that a 2 or a 13?
Well, that's 21.
It's a 21. Okay. That's pretty amazing. All right. So, Joe, you were originally from a place called Westgate.
Mm-hmm.
And just to fill you in on a little bit of your story here. And okay, so you're originally from Westgate. You're on a ship. The captain had a heart attack. You ended up in Blustage basically, and you stayed there to help. You didn't have any real urgent reason to return to Westgate. So now you've kind of gone about wandering astray. Westgate has a big Temple of Helm, which is where you pretty much grew up, for the most part. You had some mentors there, and you've seen a lot of people come through, a lot of paladins and other clerics and acolytes and the whole Helm activity. But the temple in Westgate is one of the largest. You've seen some pretty important figures, and you notice one of these figures out on the docks today. He's this rather massive paladin human guy that has came and pretty much saved Westgate on one occasion. And he's wearing heavy armor. He's got this giant maul, and you know him as Kalen Dren. And you spot him clear as day. He doesn't seem to notice you, but he's pretty much someone you knew from back in Westgate. And if you want, you can go over and talk to him.
Did he know me?
Yes. He talked to you. He taught you some stuff. He would stop by and he would pretty much teach the ways of Helm when he was there. But he is a traveler. He is a conqueror of evil, pretty much. He's not always. He goes throughout the realms and does shit.
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna tell my party, hey, I know that guy, and I'm gonna go say hey. I haven't been home in a while. I'm gonna go see what the news is.
Okay. Of course, Laundra's with you guys too, Princess Laundra, and she says, "Well, whenever you're ready, I'll show you the way to my house." And she just basically follows you guys around. So, do you guys all go over to Kalen and Dren?
I don't see why not.
Okay.
I'll go.
Let's see if I can find a picture of this guy real quick. Okay. He has dark hair. That's all it really says about him. Nice. But yeah, he's well decked out in gear. He looks like his armor is as shiny as ever. It's full plate. He's got some assistants with him, it looks like, and some other people. One of them looks like a wizard, a female wizard. You can just tell she's brooding with wizardry. She's got the robes, the staff, and all kinds of stuff. And as you approach, he notices you, and he says, "Joe, it's been a while. What brings you to Suzail?"
Hello, brother. It has been a while. Just returning a wayward princess to her family. What brings you here?
Ah, a valiant deed. You're coming along well, I see. Well, just making a quick stop before heading off to Waterdeep. Have some things to pick up. And some people to visit. And he kind of gives you a nod of his head, which usually means he's got to do some justice of some sort.
He's got to go do the justice. What news of home, brother?
Well, remember when we evacuated? We sent a lot of you out, a lot of you that may not have been able to withstand what was about to happen. And to you, out of game, this is kind of why you were originally out to sea and out of Westgate. There was another paladin named Valus. Pretty much grew up in there as well in Westgate. And eventually he turned and became a fallen paladin. And when he returned to Westgate, he brought all kinds of corruption. He was pretty much starting to overthrow this Temple of Helm subtly, and from the inside he was still pretending to be a follower, but he wasn't. And basically Kalen came in from Waterdeep and casted out all the weak people, and as far as you know, just fucking destroyed them. So Valus is no more. And he pretty much recaps that story. He says, I vanquished Valus back to death, where he belongs. Hopefully he stays there this time. It's safe to return to Westgate now.
A noble deed, indeed. Well, we are going to return our princess to her family. If you should have need of me, simply send word. I travel with many honorable folk these days.
Most excellent. Here, maybe you can make use of this. And he reaches down and pulls up what looks to be like one of his extra maces. And he hands it to you.
Ooh. And what is this?
Says, this is something I found of one of my enemies. I've got one, so I don't really need this too much. It's made out of adamantine, one of the strongest metals. Take it as a parting gift, or we may never run into each other again.
Thank you, brother. I shall cherish this always. And by Helm's powerful light, we shall meet again in truth and justice and light.
Indeed. Come see me at my home in Waterdeep if you ever need my services. I'm there sometimes.
I shall. Well, fare thee well, brother.
To you as well. And he bows, and his guys leave and head off into the city.
Okay, now we've done that.
Yeah, and you now have an adamantine mace.
Fantastic. I shall go look up what that means.
Adamantine basically bypasses damage reduction of all sorts, and it also ignores hardness for smashing things. So
Don't give it to Mirth, in other words.
Yeah.
So it's basically amazing for smashing other non-adamantine things. In this 5th edition, I don't think there's damage reduction on items. So basically it just does triple damage to other items and doors and everything.
Okay. Well, when we...
And it's heavy as crap.
So-
It's like 3 times as heavy.
Okay, well, I only have a strength of 12. Can I actually use it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can
Okay.
use it. It's not a big deal. Well, wait. No, I'm sorry. Adamantine's the same weight. It's not heavier.
Okay.
But it is way
Do
harder.
I have to change anything on my character sheet?
Add an adamantine mace. That's it.
Right.
As far as to hit and damage, it's the same. It just bypasses damage reduction.
Okay. 'cause
It's just
this
a little bit of role-playing math. Like, Matt will know that we're fighting certain things, and you'll get to hit them. And where you would normally, like, with basic daggers like me, I'm like, poke. It's like, oh, bummer. You hit him for 8, but it didn't really seem to hurt him that much. You're going to be all like, and it's going to do
Okay. 'Cause
possibly
I just found this.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't,
It's considered masterwork, so you do get +1 to hit. That's true. Yeah.
okay.
So, yeah, it is
Just-
considered masterwork.
Okay.
Very
Fantastic.
feels emasculated.
I almost
He only has 9 strength.
So Princess Landra seems to be in complete awe of Kaelin Dren. And after he's leaving, she says, I wish they sent me to marry that man.
Maybe you can.
You would be very unhappy with him, my dear.
Is he celibate?
Yes. He's on the go a lot. Okay, how do I change that? Okay.
Did it backwards.
Works.
Okay, I'm looking at this character sheet and it says, so would it be magic bonus? If I want to put the +1 in there?
No. I don't know where it is on the character sheet. I have to look.
Don't let it slow down the game. I'm looking at it now, Cynthia. It's not the magic bonus because if you add it there, it adds 1 to damage as well.
Okay.
What?
I'm looking at it. Don't worry about it.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, let's
So-
take Princess Laundra home.
Found it.
Okay.
It's under bonuses and penalties. Top of the character sheet, right under the stat block. Under melee attack rolls, add 1.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
So, out of game, are we going to get paid for taking her back to her home?
That's
Where
the
has
that's the thought. She had
Okay.
mentioned, yeah, my parents will pay big bucks to get me back. And she said that to Kern, got it right, and Nixon. So they're all like, yeah, let's leave her alive. And then somehow along the way, keep her alive meant make her a prisoner and like nearly starve her to death. And then we rescued her. And she basically pitched the same story to us, which is interesting because she got kidnapped, possibly raped, and starved last time. So it's like, girl, do you like weird kinds of fun here? Sorry, it's not funny. But no, seriously, like, that's weird. But that's our current path.
All right.
Getting back to her folks and hopefully getting bank and maybe stopping to pick up Lyle while we're here.
So, Eric, while we're on the topic of Lyle, you know that he's in a place called the Lockup. It's this giant stone square that serves as Suzail's prison. It's
Okay, go ahead.
impenetrable pretty much as far as you know. There's a lot of people thrown in there. It's guarded by war wizards, purple dragon knights, and it's right by the purple dragon knights citadel, which is up near the castle.
Okay. When we get a chance to
That's
kind
all
of
in this area.
okay. When we get a chance to like do stuff, I want to take a letter that I wrote in the role-playing thread that we have and try to get it to a criminal contact in Suzail to see if I can get it to Lyle.
Okay. You can do that. You know pretty much how to find your Thieves Guild guys.
Yep.
And Mirik, any certain things you're doing?
No.
Okay. Got it.
Looking for special gems.
Very good. All right. So you guys head up to basically where Laundra leads you. She leads you over to the northern end of town, where things look a little nicer, pretty much up here, to one of the larger houses. Circle it here. Her family pretty much owns, wrong button, this block.
Is that all?
And they're known as House Clairist. They're one of the high nobles houses here, among a couple others. And she leads you through the streets and up into there. And it looks like she goes to. There's gates, kind of in this area where I made a dot.
Okay.
And she goes up to the gate and talks to the guard, and they seem very surprised to see her. And she explains that you guys rescued her and that you are returning her. And they are pretty much just like, wow, okay. And let you all in. They lead you to one of the large, nice houses where she seems to be seeking out her mother and father. And eventually, she does find them. She goes inside. She invites you guys into the foyer. And there are some chairs and tables, and even some water and things like that in the foyer, and some servants. And she explains everything to them, and they are all really surprised to see her. And eventually, you hear her talking with her mother and father, and outside of the foyer, she kind of says, "Wait here," and goes off. And you hear them all excited. "Oh, you're alive! I'm amazed!" And they go on and back and forth. And eventually, they all come down and greet you guys. And her father is this big burly guy who is wearing noble clothes, lots of jewelry, big rings. Her mother's just this frail, very thin woman. It's wearing what looks to be like a very expensive gown, and she's got a crown on, and some rings and necklaces too. And they seem to be very, very well dressed. And also, someone else enters too. This man with kind of dark, short hair and very nice but dark clothes also enters, and he's got a crown on as well. And she introduces you guys. She says, "These are the guys that helped rescue me. Guys, this is my father. His name is Bonk, and my mother Flissa, and my brother Bison." Brother being the dark-haired man, dark robes. And they all thank you so much. They come up to you and they shake all your hands, and they say, "Cannot tell you how much this means to us that you've returned our daughter safely." And there's lots of emotion. And eventually she says, "I told them there would be a reward." And he says, "Oh yes, of course, of course." And the father goes out of the room and says, "I shall get you a great reward."
This could be hilarious.
So at this point, what I'm going to do is roll random treasure.
These pots and pans have been in our family for years. Fucker! We're on a
My
boat for a
grandmothers
month.
were left to me.
I thought he was going to walk out with like another Derby Leaves.
Like, where do they keep coming from? Derp Academy. Come on, high rolls.
Faisal eventually says, while the father's out, like, "Were there any survivors? Was it anyone other than you?" And she says, I don't know. And she tells the story of how they were attacked by a ghost ship and the undead things burning stuff. And it sounds very horrific as she explains it again. And he says, he seems to whisper something to her, and her eyes go wide. You can make a listen check to try to hear it.
Perception.
Perception, yes.
Okay, I have a feat called Observant.
Okay.
If I can see a creature's mouth while speaking a language that I understand, I can interpret what he's saying by reading his lips.
Well, hot damn. All right. Well, you just know. You don't even have to roll, because you can see him move his lips. He says, "Edwin is still alive. He's out there. I can sense it." And her eyes go wide, and she looks at him like she's very surprised.
Okay, is that a name that I remember?
Yes. Okay. She has mentioned, as she's told you the story of what happened, the powerful mage she was talking about that was kind of leading their ship was named Edwin. He's also of this house, and it's apparently a great uncle. So it's their great uncle, Magister Edwin Clairist. It's who they speak of, who Suzail seems to think is still alive out there. Eventually, Father Bonk comes back in, and he a sack full of jingling stuff. More than just a normal sack. He says, I hope this will suffice. And he lays it out on one of the tables. And there is lots of gold, some platinum, there's quite a few gems, and there's a scroll and a potion. And a couple potions.
Do you guys mind if I edit the party loot? I'll do it now.
Go for it.
You want the numbers? Excuse me.
Yeah, please.
Okay. There is 720 gold. There is 11 gems worth 10 gold each. They're kind of various gems. There are 11 of them. They're worth about 10 gold each. And there is a scroll, which he tells you was one of Edwin's. It's a 5th level scroll called Bigby's Hand. And there are some potions. There are 4 healing potions and 1 potion of Fire Giant Strength.
Okay.
And that is everything.
Neat.
And he says, I hope that's enough. I can't tell you how much this means. And he gets interrupted by Faisal and Landra as he starts to further his congrats. And he says, oh, wait here. And they kind of take him off to a corner and begin telling him. And as you read his lips probably again, you see that Faisal is basically telling the story of how he detects that Edwin's still out there.
Are they like all? Are they like all in a corner right now?
Yeah, they went off kind of to a corner of one of the rooms.
Well,
Or their foyer.
Lean over to Eric and say, "Hey," and like whisper, "What name should we call you right now?"
I will respond. My name is Nevak Scrimshaw. I'm a merchant from the north. That's Nevak.
X Grimshaw. Did I spell it right? In chat?
Here's how I had it. Nevaks. Scrimshaw, dude. After the beer.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Grimshaw.
That's cool.
Grimsall. I thought you said Grimsall.
It's cool, man. Like, it's not my real name. I don't care what you do.
Well, I'm just gonna like take that information and pretend I'm being normal.
Okay. They come back to you in a moment and say, and Bonk says, the big burly father says, look, we may need your service a little more if you'd be willing to help. And they all kind of look at each other and says, and then he says, oh, one of our men is still out there alive, out at sea. And Faisal here can lead you to him. Would you be willing to be hired to rescue him? We'll pay you immensely. This is, the man lost at sea is a great magister named Edwin Clairist. He is the house lead magician. And apparently he's still hanging on to life out there at sea somewhere. He must have been captured by whatever that ship was.
I'm kind of wondering about that ship. But with a ghost ship?
Yeah. Faisal says, we may not have much time. They could kill him at any time. They're probably just sapping his power right now. And he looks very angry.
How are you able to communicate with him? You said that you could feel him.
Says, well, he's trained me for many years now, although our arts are different. and we've established a bond through magical means.
I see. Joe, Merrick, I think we could do this. Do you have any hesitation? We will happily oblige to go get one of yours. Sir, I would ask that we maybe take advantage of some of your noble standing to maybe get one of ours.
Of course. Anything you shall require.
Can we get that in writing?
Well, we
Let
can
me
work
see
out
what
the
I can do.
details, Joe.
That was a joke.
Why don't you guys wait here and talk about it, and I'll go get our. He basically says his scribe that has some name that I can't think of right now. And
Jamstroll.
basically their house lawyer. So he says, "I shall return. You work with Faisal and Landra and Felissa and work out the details. We'll get it all in writing." And he takes his leave in a very, very much in a hurry. It looks like he talks to a servant, sends a servant somewhere, and then talks to another one, sends them somewhere else, and then goes to another house. And you're left there in the foyer with Faisal, the dark-looking guy. He looks kind of emo-ish, like he's got a lot of dark around his eyes. And Princess.
Does he look
Wanda-
human?
Yeah, he looks human.
Because it's hard to be emo if you're like anything
elf.
else. Yeah. Elf mode.
Anything else? Let me see. I got a picture of him here. I think I can just drag it out. Does this work? Yeah, it does. You see that?
Oh yeah.
This isn't that great of a picture, but it should work. There's Faisal.
Totally like Three Musketeers.
Oh, this guy has in this picture has long hair, but Faisal has
all
short
good.
and it's spiky hair. So that's the main difference between that picture.
All right,
Oh,
neat.
he also, you notice his little circlet he's wearing. It has a dark gem in the middle. It looks very much like he's a prince or something. And he also seems to be carrying around a big golden staff that has a snake head at the top. And other than that, he's a handsome young adult. He has a serious stare. Overall, pleasant features.
How valuable does that golden staff look?
You, incredibly valuable. Yeah, it looks like it's made out of mostly gold.
So, Faisal, how would we find this boat? Ghost ship.
Well, as you may have imagined, our house owns our own ships, although we've lost one apparently very recently. And I can lead you there. I have an insight. And I can sense his direction. And he points off to where it is exactly right now.
Can you sense roughly how far it is?
Roughly. It is very far. It's out in the Sea of Stars. It would take us at least a 10-day to get there by ship.
See.
But we could hurry it along, and we probably should. I imagine whatever they're doing on that boat, they're sapping his power right now, turning him into one of them.
Who? What? Who? Them? What are you talking about?
He looks to Landra, and Landra says, they were, like, I don't know. It just appeared out of the mist and rammed us. And I saw skeletons, and some of them were casting spells. And they swarmed our boat. I don't know what they were. And Faisal says, dealing with some kind of undead cult, surely. It's got to be something of that sort. They haven't killed him. They want him for something. knowing a cult like that, they're probably draining his power as we speak.
I'm going to say something, and I want you to tell me what roll I need to make.
Okay. All right.
Going to look at the party members, kind of nervous, and look back at Faisal. Say, yeah, we're all definitely committed to try to bring Edwin back. We ran into some trouble getting Princess Landra back. There was a guy, and we were fighting him. I'm a simple merchant, but I do have some skill with daggers. My weapons proved completely ineffective against the leader of the boat. Do you happen to have an armory or know where we could get some weapons maybe better equipped to deal with undead things and non-alive things? Because
I see. I understand. Listen here. Yes, you're definitely going to need something a little better than it sounds like to deal with what we're potentially up against. Look, why don't we head to the armory? We actually have a special place I haven't shown many people that I can take you to. Maybe you can pick one out for yourself.
okay, that sounds good. My character's head.
So no roll needed, since you're, what he says. But first, I must clear this all with my father.
Of course.
He gets back. And anything else you guys do or ask?
Is there anything we should do to prepare?
He says, well, make sure you have all the food you need, of course, and anything you may need to, sounds like, fight undead. Should be helpful. Maybe some holy water.
I'm going to look at Joe. I mean, I've heard of holy water, but I don't really know what it does. Does it work like acid for undead, or how does that work? I mean, I've never sold it.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just blessed water.
Neat.
Can definitely be helpful.
All right. That's all in character.
Okay.
How would I make holy water?
You basically go to the temple and have it blessed. I think there's a spell that does it. Let's Google it.
You piss in a basin on the inner sanctum of your deity, but you have to wash your body vigorously before you do it. Atone, wash your hands, and if you fart during the actual urination, then it taints the water and you have to do the whole process over again.
You said taint.
There we go. So you can buy some, or you can create it by doing a special
Lord.
ritual.
How much does holy water cost?
Probably more than that.
I'll be happy if it costs less than that.
151 in person.
Whoa.
Good Lord.
It's the page or the price?
No, that's the page, not the price.
Oh,
Holy water. You can splash it onto a creature within 5 feet of you, or throw it up to 20 feet, shattering on impact in either case. Make a ranged attack against target creature. Treating holy water as an improvised weapon. If the target is a fiend or undead, it takes 2d6 radiant damage. Cleric or paladin may create holy water by performing a special ritual. Ritual takes 1 hour. Uses 25 gold of powdered silver. So yeah, you can create it on your own, or you can get some pre-made.
It also costs exactly 25 gold to buy.
Okay.
Oh.
There you go. So yeah, there's a big temple of Agma, and there's also one of Timora. So you can get it from either of those places, or you can create it yourself.
Okay. Well, let's put that on the list. of things that we may need. I don't know what we would need to fight undead, to be honest. We would need bludgeoning, right?
Your knowledge tells you yes. You heard
Okay.
skeletons, and you know that bludgeoning is way more effective against skeletons. Just because you're studious.
Okay.
Element.
Well, why don't you... Do you want to roll, Matt, and tell me what I know to share with the party about preparing?
Basically that. Yeah, you do know bludgeoning would be much more effective than other types of weapons in general.
Okay.
And yeah, you think holy water is a good idea, and radiant damage is a good idea, and that's basically it.
Okay. Fantastic.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Okay, so Mirth, I assume, is just kind of following you guys and not saying much, just kind of going with it.
Might have got a little seasick. Much
Yeah.
less talkative than normal.
That's got to be it. That's probably why.
So has Bunk returned yet? Are we still waiting?
Yeah, he returns.
Okay.
And he has a man that with him that has an older man that has a lot of ink on his hands, that has some scrolls and some pouches just full of stuff. And he puts some stuff out on the table and says, "All right, we're looking for a contract here. What's it need to say?" And Bonk starts going over the details and asks for your guys' input. He says, "Look, anything you find, you can keep, of course, on their ship, and we will help equip you for this battle, provide you with maybe a useful weapon or two that you could use, and on returning Edwin, we will offer you." You said you wanted some kind of help with your friend?
Yeah, I've got a partner who was framed for something he didn't do, and he's currently in the lockout.
Oh, the lockup.
Lockup, sorry.
Yeah, good place.
Yeah, new to the town. What do you do? I'd like to try to get him out. So
Did they set bail?
they
Is he
did
allowed
set
out?
bail at 500 gold pieces.
We can take care of that, and if it's restoring your name, an honor from House Clairist goes a long way here.
That would be ideal, because being his partner, I think that my name has been sullied a bit as well.
I understand. Well, say no more. We'll free your friend, we'll pay the gold, and of course we'll honor you for your deed. You're even welcome to stay here. We've got a few guest houses.
It's good to know. I do also realize that there are many necks that are going to be working to bring back Edwin, and to make a contract around just what I want, I think would be both foolish and selfish. So I turned to Joe and Merrick. Do the two of you have any input that you'd like to add to this? Joe, do you have any tomes of knowledge that you'd like to seek as you explore the multiverse? Merrick, I know that you fancy gems. Do you?
That's true. I don't know what kind of gems I need. I forget.
You mentioned on the boat that you needed some spell components that are hard to find.
Yeah, dig through that email. Basically, it's gems
Oh, there they
in
are.
general. Diamonds, rubies, opals.
Yeah. So if you have any expensive diamonds, onyx, gems, emeralds, jade, ivory, any of this sort of stuff, That would be helpful.
I see. Well, what if we offer you a total sum of 1,000 gold pieces? We can give you that and some gems as well. And in addition to everything else.
That would be helpful.
All right. Well, I just need you to sign here, 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 and here.
Before you sign.
Yes.
Okay. I'm a realist here. So, right, does the contract say that we get our friend back regardless of how this comes out?
Well, you do have
Like,
to bring
obviously,
back Edwin.
like, we're going to do our best to bring Edwin back alive. Like, let's be honest here.
Faisal says
That's
we
the
can
goal.
get to him. If we can get to him, he will be freed.
Right. So I'm with you on that, but I want to make sure that, you know, we go out and our buddy here loses a limb and somebody loses an eye, but Edwin doesn't come back. Are we still, I want this contract to be honored.
Basically a contingency clause for if things happen beyond our control. It basically results in Edwin being dead before we get there, or he's turned into an evil monster and is trying to kill us, so we have to leave. Just basically a good faith estimate that we're going to do our best to do what we said we're going to do. If stuff hits the fan, let us off gently, and you know, don't just kick us to the alley if we get effed up.
Bonk says, well, you all seem very honorable. So what I will do is, seems to be thinking for a minute.
If I could interrupt, as part of the clause, we'll make it to where both parties have to agree to it for it to kick in. That way, you're not raking us under the bus, we're not raking you under the bus, keeping in mind buses don't exist yet, never mind. But
Carriage.
The carriage.
Sending my son with you. I expect his return as well. Faisal says, don't worry about me, I'll be fine.
I'll be fine, Dad.
But like, you know, it's one of those things where we're going out on an adventure, like stuff happens.
Yes, I do understand it is very dangerous. I will help equip you with everything you need, and should you return and things went catastrophically wrong, I will still honor that you gave it your best try and meant well.
I'm going to try to loosen up some of the tension as well. I mean, like, part of this is why it's called adventuring, right? Like, Faisal, let's gear up and roll out.
Faisal says, I told them they could pick something from the armory. And Bonk says, yes, but you do understand the guards have to be with anyone going in there. And he says, yes, yes, I know. Okay, so you guys sign. There are about 4 pages. Some of them have generic stuff. The scribe seems to be adding things as you guys are talking. And there's a spot for a signature for each of you.
What language is it written in?
Common.
Okay, I can read it. Super.
Yeah. Let's read it over carefully.
I'm going to read it over like this. I want to pick up the quill and just like, you've never seen somebody sign so fast. This is a win-win for me. I might get my partner back, might get some new gear. Hey, let's do it.
Unless you just sold over your soul if we don't return Edwin.
I'll steal it back.
Reading over it, Joe, there's nothing seems to be out of place. It's pretty much as he said.
Okay.
It looks okay.
Sweet. Then I sign.
Right. All right, and we're going to assume Mirth also signs. With however, he probably didn't know how to write, so he probably just
like a paw print.
Yeah, he colors his hand and
This whole time he's been sitting over here with a quill and ink, coloring his hand.
Yeah.
The guy's just like, stick it in the inkwell, and it'll be faster.
This is calming for me. This is calming.
All right.
I'm going to take special care when I make my signature to be like Nevex Grimshaw, and then underneath it, a.k.a. Eric Thorngage.
Like real time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. He leads you into an area near the center that is well guarded. You got these 2 armored guards, and apparently the person at point seems to be some kind of high noble. And Faisal explains to them, shows them the contract or a copy of it. And basically they say, okay. And the 2 guards walk in with you guys. And you walk into this. It's a pretty large building. It has a couple side rooms. And it looks like it's basically just the house trophies. There's a lot of pretty valuable looking stuff. Some of it looks really heavy, like there's big vases, there's shields, there's chests. And there's these 2 giant guards behind you. And Faisal says, all right, well, the daggers are this way, if that's what you're looking for. And he heads off to one of the side rooms, and there's a display case with some weapons.
Be interested in looking at daggers and rapiers,
Okay.
things that stick and poke.
All right.
Also, Eric, you need things that smash. I don't know what weapon you're using, but depending on what we go up against, you're going to need a bludgeoning weapon of some sort.
This is all in character. I've always felt that bludgeoning and smashing were things better suited for people other than me. My build and my technique is I look for chinks in the armor, vulnerable spots. I don't do well with smashing. It's actually kind of sad.
Okay.
Okay,
well,
remember you said that if we go up against something where you can't actually touch it because you're just sticking your sword between bones.
Okay. Well, there is what he points out, this rapier that looks to be mostly white, like pearl white. He says, this here is a pearl steel rapier. You're welcome to take that. And over here, and he's pointing at something in a case which you can't even really see. It says it's a glass steel dagger. And when you get closer, you notice, oh, it's just like a see-through dagger, and it's all glass. And there's also a rather ornate-looking short sword. And he says, well, you're welcome to take any of these. So there's a pearl steel rapier. Basically, the pearl steel is, you don't get any penalties for fighting in water with it. You can fight as though you weren't underwater at all. Glass steel dagger. It's basically a masterwork dagger that is really easy to hide. It's completely see-through. It seems almost invisible. And the short sword is a masterwork short sword. He mentions that the short sword is magical. And so it's ornate, pretty magical.
I'll take a look at the... So does the pearl steel rapier... Do I get the sense that I'd be able to hit things non-human or magically protected?
No.
I don't get the sense, or I will not be able to do it.
It doesn't go through any special stuff.
Okay.
It's basically really good for fighting underwater or in water with.
Got it.
You don't get
I
disadvantage.
think I'm inclined to take the short sword because I can use... Yeah, I'll do that because I think that fits into what I'm wanting to do with this guy.
Okay. It's a +1 short sword. It does not look run-of-the-mill at all. It's decorative.
Well, if it looks fancy, then I'm going to want to steal it anyway, so I might as well just take it.
And then he also turns to Joe and Mirth and says, anything you shall require. Anything certain I can lead you to, there's lots here. Maybe some potions, a decent set of armor, some extra scrolls. I think we even have a few wands.
Well, Merrick, do you have anything in mind that you would like?
I'm not sure. I'm thinking about it. Wonder what all the stuff they have is. But they look like they have too much.
We've got some holy water back here. We should just take some of this. And Faisal goes and pockets one holy water and gives you guys each a holy water. Each get a holy water. I'm going to go ahead and add that to Mirth's character sheet.
Okay, what kind of potions do you have?
Well, I don't think they keep healing potions in here. But we've got some other ones. Let me take a look at what they might have. And also there are some neat looking gemstones that you think as an option might not be that helpful for the undead, but just an FYI.
So
there are definitely things that look like it could be rare spell components here and there.
So Faisal's in the room with us.
Yep. And two big guards.
That would not cast detect magic.
There is, well, there's two potions of greater healing stashed up on a shelf. He points out. He said you could take both of those. I think they're just waiting for the right opportunity to be used. This would be a good time.
Let's do those. So there's two of those. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holy waters between us all.
Yes.
Okay, and 2 greater healing. Okay.
Yeah. The crossbow.
Any crossbows? Let's see. I remember one we had back here. And he heads to a back room. It looks like it has one bow up on the wall. That looks like a long bow, and it looks like it's made out of some kind of bone. And there is a crossbow too. And it looks like it is very, very ancient. And it has some inlays on it. And he says, yes, I guess we have this one. I'm not sure what it does, actually. I'd have to ask. And he calls for the lead guard guy, who looked like a noble, who comes over and he asks him, what is this crossbow? He starts telling a story about a previous king about 500 years ago was shot with it by an assassin. And lived, and they killed the assassin. They found out this bow was magical. And apparently, it imbues any ammo put into it with some magical power.
Seems really good.
And they think it does some kind of corrosive damage, which is necrotic.
Then I'm torn. I like that idea of being able to attack from a distance. But I also like that sneaky dagger that's invisible.
The glass steel dagger?
Yeah.
And he also says, oh, this longbow's been here for a while. I believe it's made out of dragon bone.
If I knew how to use a longbow, I would definitely take that.
Fake it till you make it.
Alright. I have to go with this crossbow. I think it'll be helpful.
So it does 1d4 additional corrosive damage with any bolt it shoots. That's basically all it does. It doesn't get any bonus to hit. It's not +1 even. It's just got some kind of property where magic imbues any bolt that you notch in it.
That's pretty useful.
And it seems to be some kind of evil corrosive magic. You can almost see it when you put a bolt in there, which you'll probably do later, maybe not in here. You'll notice that it kind of turns this weird incorporeal color for a second, just like a split second if you're watching it as you pull it back. Yeah. All right. So you guys got all your stuff. The guards at this point say, you did get some, right, Joe? You got 2 greater healing potions. The guards at this point say, all right, that's enough. Contract says this should do. And Faisal says, fine, fine. And the guards pretty much usher you guys out of there at that point. And they lock it back up and they kind of wish you well and good luck.
As they lock it back up, I want to make some sort of relevant check just to kind of get a lay of the place. Are there any windows? Is there access from the roof? Like, how secure is the lock? Like, I'm hoping that my background would let me know some of this with a decent check of some sort.
And you can make an insight check.
I kind of want to do the same thing, but I don't want to copy off of it.
No, you can look too. It's fine. Do it. Roll your insight.
Skills.
Looks like a 12 and a 14, unless we have disadvantage.
12 and a 14. Okay. You guys, I'm not 100% sure. You see that the locks are definitely very well made and strong. And it appears there is more than one lock on this front door. You didn't notice any windows inside. It was dark in there. It seemed to be magically lit in a few spots, just enough to illuminate each room. And they seem to be able to turn the lights on and off. But yeah, inside it was no windows. It was pretty much like a dungeon in there.
What were the walls made of?
As far as you could tell, they were stone.
Okay.
And it looks like this building sunk into the ground a bit, like more than several feet.
All right. Things to remember for later.
All right. So, Faisal says, well, we should leave as soon as possible. I believe Father has already arranged a boat, a ship. All we got to do is go there.
So, how long do you think we'll be out at sea? We need to buy some food for this trip.
At least 20 days.
20 days.
I recommend stopping by Avernat's Tellings in the market square.
Does the boat not have food on board? And being a private boat, I guess I kind of assumed that was...
Well, this will be one of our war ships, so there will be some slaves aboard. But as far as food...
I'm cool with eating slaves.
And ship needs food too. It will be some food, but you should bring your own too, just in
All right,
case.
fair enough.
Okay, so let's go buy some food.
Okay, you guys go do some shopping.
Stock up on food and a new bag of little balls, like ball bearings.
Ball bearings. Okay, yeah, you can get those.
Cool.
There
I'll
is
do the deductions.
there is a lot of different stores and markets you can ask around and find pretty much any basic thing easily. And there's also a lot of merchants that hang out around the docks. So if you're looking for more obscure or risque stuff, you can always check with them.
Also
Yeah.
looking for a place to get that note off, the criminal contact thing that I talked about earlier.
Okay.
I'm going to etch into the bottom that I'm going to be gone for about 2 10-day. We'll wait to hear from you when I get back. Actually, scratch that out.
You can do that. What?
I'm just going to be like, might have found a way to get the book. It's going to take me 2 10-day to get it, at least.
Okay. Mirth
Sorry.
eventually wanders into a tavern. He goes into the Golden Goblin, which looks like a pretty rowdy tavern, and he just starts having a good old time. He says, "I'm leaving tomorrow. This is it for me. Let's drink some ale." And he starts just kind of being rowdy with everybody. He says, "Come get me here when you're done doing your thing." And he looks like he's just making friends. And by making friends, he's making some people angry. Looks like the Golden Goblin is full of all kinds of ruffians.
Well, let's redirect Mirth. Shall we? Can we do that?
You can try to get him to go somewhere else.
Let's try and take him somewhere else, a little more fun.
Joe,
Maybe the
I think
leaning
he's
post.
I think
The
he's in his
last
element. Like, let's go run our errands and come back. He'll either have everybody as his friend.
Tonight.
We've got friends in high places. I'm going to look at Faisal. No offense. He can take care of himself. He's a likable guy. And he'll buy people mead. Everybody will love him.
Hey, listen. If he goes to jail, you're bailing him out of your share, dude.
But I don't think they arrest people from there. Not unless there's a murder.
Okay.
Mirth is not a murderer. He's more of a big, give you a hug and punch you in the face kind of a guy. He'll get along fine.
He's
Sounds
like
like
the
he'll be
world's
all
most
right.
lovable bear.
He is a lovable bear.
So I'm going to roll a charisma check to see how well he does in there. Not bad. Yeah, he's making friends. Fights, no big deal. Like friendly fights.
Okay. Okay.
Arm wrestling and shit like that. All right, so are you guys still buying stuff, or you guys already sorted that out of game?
Done.
Yep. When kind of to the side, the rest of the party, should we go pay that Jonathan the rest of the gold that he's not gonna get?
Yeah, we probably should. How much did I say he's getting?
300.
300. We owe him 180.
He's at Bendel's, which is a drinking club popular with merchants.
So we already like him. Wait, is Faisal there?
Yeah, Faisal's with you guys.
Not going to say that we already like him.
Maybe whisper.
Yeah.
Tell
I
you what,
feel like
this is all in character. Let's kind of meet him in the middle. 150 gold for a boat ride is still quite a bit. I mean, really, that's a lot of money for a boat ride.
Yeah, but he brought us all the way. Like, it was a long ride, too.
Right. The whole point, though, was to get a boat ride without having to pay for it, and now we're paying an exorbitant amount for it. Just simple economics.
Right, but we were trying to get a boat ride not because we were dishonest, but because we didn't have the amount of gold to get us where we needed to go.
That is highly debatable.
I had a boat.
Wait, yeah, he had a boat. Who knew? Seriously. Pocket boat.
Yep.
Why didn't we take your pocket boat?
Because we didn't know we had one.
I didn't know that we were dragging on a boat that was that small.
And I don't think any of you guys have any kind of navigating proficiency, so
No.
I mean, you could do it, but it would be a little
Unpredictable.
yeah.
We hired somebody for less than 300.
We did. We hired for someone for 0. That's my point.
But I mean, I really think we need to pay him.
Well, it's up to you guys. He is chilling in there in Vindal's.
And then you
Tavern.
told him to wait.
I did. And now I told him to wait because we'd need a day or two. We just needed 1 day. Be like, dude, go back, get the rest of the gold. We'll be good. The more pressing matter right now is saving Erwin. Everybody agree?
Edwin.
Maybe when we
Yes.
get done, we'll go
Faisal
back and we'll
corrects
hook
you,
him
says
up.
Edwin.
No, we won't, because you're a smarmy, devious little man.
I
We will
agree
never
with
play this
most
man
of
back
that.
if you don't do it
I
now.
don't know what smarmy means.
Smarmy, you are smarmy.
So what do you guys do? It's up to
I'm
you.
being serious. Like, I have full intent. I have priorities. Erwin, Lyle, old man that gave us a boat ride. Basically in that order.
Edwin. Faisal corrects you again. Magister Edwin.
Apologies. Names aren't really my thing. I'm good at dealing and stealing.
Right. Okay, so if we do this, at no point will any of us be able to step foot in that town, and we're going to have to watch our back in every port town between here and there.
That would be almost worse than having to watch your back in Suzail.
If Faisal's, he's still around, isn't he? Or is
Yeah,
he not?
he's with you guys.
He's listening to us say these things.
Well, if you guys kind of go off on your own, he respects your distance.
Yeah, we kind of went off on our own. I didn't. That was
All right.
Yeah.
that was what I said first.
You're a smarmy merchant.
So yeah,
You're
if you say
a
you
boring
need to
cleric. How about that?
So what if,
discuss, he'll leave you to talk a little bit.
so why don't I go deliver some money to him, and you guys can prepare. So we're gonna send him back to where is it? Bluffage.
Busted.
All right. I have a devious plan. That's out of.
I definitely do not support anything devious. However, if you can get it done, get it done.
It's only as devious as tricking him into thinking he has money he doesn't.
I think our priorities are in line, Merrick.
All right.
All right, listen. You are no longer in charge of the treasure.
Wait, Eric or me? Because I was never.
Eric. No,
All right.
Eric.
So, like, straight face. My methods may be questionable, but I have never stolen from you, and I never will. Basically, I need my party. I'm a small person. I can get around okay on my own. I can't do anything without you guys. Like, that's just the way it is.
High shelves.
Well, and I agree. But, like, are you telling me that if you, at the first opportunity to screw somebody over, that you won't do it? Because that's what you're doing.
Case in point. I'll take whatever money I got from the contract. I'll set it all out. Like, so far, everything I've done has been split evenly with the party. I'm not a intra-party thief. I'm a businessman, and I'm fairly good at what I do. You can benefit from my skill set.
And I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying that at some point, we cannot run around. We have to stop burning bridges. We can't just run around and set all the boats on fire between here and our next destination.
Faisal says, "What's all this monkeying around anyway?" Monkeying around. And he walks.
I just think that we should do right by a guy who we almost killed. He would not have come this far if we hadn't convinced him to. And
No,
we did
certainly.
almost get him killed.
I've stabbed a few of the members of our party. I have not stabbed Jonathan.
So, what's the verdict? You guys paying Jonathan or just leaving him hanging?
I think either way, you need to go tell him that he needs to set sail back and find a way that he doesn't humiliate himself by demanding money from the Purple Dragon Knights. Does he know our names?
Who? Jonathan?
Jonathan.
Yeah, you were on his boat for about 5 days. So yeah, he definitely knows all your names.
Fantastic.
And as you guys are walking from town and talking, you're kind of heading south around, this area. Walking down. Can you see that? And you see just up ahead in the streets, a crowd kind of clear, and you see 3 people that look like they're fighting. One of them's this big dragonborn guy. He's wearing armor, and he seems to be fighting another guy in armor. And there's one off to the side that looks like he's trying to break him apart. And he's a human. And there's basically a crowd that just clears as they start to fight and brawl, and there's some punching going on. It looks like they're both trying to get their weapons, but can't quite. And anything you guys do? Or just watch?
So they're trying to get their weapons, but they can't quite get them out. They're like grappling.
Yeah, they're wrestling.
Kind of like
And they're both in armor. There's this big brown dragonborn guy in heavy armor and a big helmet, and he's got this other guy, and he's like just wringing his neck and punching him and slamming him around. And the other guy is also wearing pretty heavy armor, and he's trying to reach for his weapon, and he's trying to push him away. And there's a third guy who doesn't have any armor that's trying to break him apart, it looks like. And it's getting rather rough.
What kind of weapons do they have?
Looks like they might have swords.
Is there any chance I could try to mage hand a sword out and like pull it away from one of them, and then do the same to the other one?
If you get one, I can get the other one.
Eric, you know, from being here, and Merrick, you too, you're not allowed to draw weapons in Suzail. If you draw a weapon here, you're done. Like, the guards will be on you, and you'll get thrown somewhere. You must
Not
keep
do that,
all your
then.
weapons sheathed at all times. So just an FYI, you guys already know this about Suzail, and they're very strict about it.
How far away are they?
They are about 70 feet ahead. And
70 feet?
Yep.
Okay.
So they're
Okay.
just a little ways further down. They're like right there. You guys are up here.
Can I cast Create Water
Sure.
straight down on their heads?
All right. You got the range to do that? Does it go 70 feet?
I'm gonna get closer. It's 30.
Okay. All right. So you walk forward and begin to cast your spell and dump water all over them. Let's see if they react to that, or mainly the Dragonborn. They don't seem to care too much, but you guys do notice some purple dragon knights running your way. There seems to be 2 of them. They're yelling, "Move aside, move aside." And they run on past you guys and go up to them and say, "All right, break it up." And they pull them apart. And they say, "What's going on here?" And the Dragonborn says, "He tried to kill me and take all my..." It just starts going on and on, accusing them of a bunch of stuff and trying to get them. And they say, "All right, we're going to take this back to the lockup, and we'll get to the bottom of this." And they drag both those men off, the Dragonborn and the human. And you also notice they were right outside of a tavern. It's called the Dragon's Jaws. And it's a pretty big tavern. Looks like it's an inn. And once they get drug off, people pretty much go about their business again. They're just talking about it. Anything you guys do?
No, I don't really care
Okay.
about that.
Very good. All right. So you head on down to Jonathan or the docks. Which is it? I forget what you guys decided.
I don't think we've made a decision about Jonathan yet.
We didn't.
Torn. It's torn.
I'll just untear it. Let's go just give Jonathan all of our gold.
Not all of our gold.
He's in there drinking, and he sees you guys come in. And he says, my favorite people. And he stumbles over to you. 3, and says, "This place is great. They've got some of the finest ale I've ever had." And you see some barmaids smiling at him. And he flips one of them a gold and says something about, "Yeah, get me some more over here." And he looks like he's having a good old time.
Gonna walk up and say, seems that fortune favors you today. We were able to pull some strings, and we're going to go ahead and pay out the rest of your contract. And we are not going to need a ride back to Blustitch. So eat, drink, and be merry, and leave at your own pace.
You're paying me ahead of time? That's great.
Yep.
Why don't we go over here? I got a special table. And then he says to some people, like, "I'm going to need you to move." And they look over at him, gives them gold, and then they leave. He says, "All right, we can sit here."
So you shouldn't spend that gold so fast. You're going to run out of it, like, in a couple of 10 days.
Oh. Well, you know, it's the... I rarely get to come to Suzail, you know. It's been years since I've been this far. So I figured to have a good time.
I see. We're good at that.
All right. So you guys had something to give me?
Gonna turn to Joe, who I assume is now carrying all of the gold. Say, yeah, you're welcome to go ahead and give him his due.
Okay. Since we decided to do that, I assume I would have separated it from the rest. So without pulling out all of the treasure, sliding that across.
All right. Full 300.
Well, he had 120, so we pay out 180.
Give him 180 more. All right. He seems very pleased with that. And make a perception check.
Mhm.
13 and a 12. Eric, you can make one as well.
I got an 8.
Okay, I see. All right, so you guys head off to the docks after that.
Yeah.
All right, and I assume you go grab Mirth from his blundering before officially heading off out to sea.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Go wake up the bear.
All right, you guys get to the ship of House Clairist that they seem to have arranged. They've got their crew getting things ready, checking the sails. It looks like a rather nice-sized warship. And they say, and Faisal smiles and he says, it's the first time I've got to ride on this one. All right, let's go rescue Edwin. And he begins to climb aboard. And you guys climb aboard as well. Yeah, the ship looks pretty sweet. Looks like it hasn't been used in a while. They are oiling the ballistas, and just checking all the ropes, making sure everything's tight and good. And Faisal goes over to looks to be the lead captain and asks him some questions, get some details from him. And you guys can be in on this as well. Basically, the captain says, like, all right, we're going to take Faisal's direction here. We're going to be heading due east. We're going to go through the neck and looks like into the Sea of Stars. Things get dangerous. We're going to have to handle it. This ship is well equipped. There's extra javelins down below. And you should take some time and learn how to operate these ballistas just in case. And he says, we'll have Frank over here give you a rundown. And Frank says, yeah, come over this way if you want to learn about the ballistas. And he basically tells you all about them. This is how you load it. This is how you shoot it. And pretty much they're ready to set off after that. And this boat, this warship is called the Chronicle.
Okay.
All right, so you guys splitting up some stuff.
Yeah, I just figured we could keep going here and I can do it in chat.
Yeah, that's cool.
If that's okay. That way, if we come into a battle, it's not a, oh, well, I didn't know I had a healing potion on me kind of a thing. But without slowing down.
Right, yeah. Get it all sorted out. Who's carrying what? Great idea. All right. So you guys are now on the ship. And they're preparing to take off. It's about midday. And you head out to sea. Any special stuff you guys want to do?
I want to
Play
see
music.
if, cool.
Go for it.
I want to see if it's even possible for me to use a ballista, because I'm not what you call a big dude. I'm a little dude.
With some help, you can.
Okay.
So there's that.
I'm gonna try and play music for the crew.
All right. They seem to appreciate it. One of them goes, "Well, go ahead and make a performance check." But yeah, they seem to love music in general. They're like, "Yeah, play us a time passing song."
Nailed it.
Yeah, they love it. You got them stomping their feet, clapping their hands.
Sweet.
Meanwhile, all the krakens are like swirling under the boat.
Nodding along as they do their shipwright stuff. Shipwright's building ships, so that's not the right word, but you know what I mean. And I think this map will work for this ship. You're going to have to imagine some ballistas. I might draw them on there later.
Okay.
But it's pretty much like this. And we got Mirth on there twice. There we go. And I'll go ahead and drag Faisal on there too. There's Faisal. I couldn't find a better icon for him. This is one of the free ones, so it's like the generic purple wizard. Maybe I'll get him a better one for next session. But yeah, he's got his golden staff with him, his golden snake staff, and he's still got his circlet with him. And he's wearing like dark leathery clothes, and they look very nice. No tears, no rips, very clean. And he's got a pack that apparently has all the gear he needs. And anything special you guys do, or just kind of cruise with the ship?
Cruise with the ship, play with my new sword, swing it around, thrust
Get
it,
used to it.
see how it feels.
Feels very nice. Feels like it swings better than your previous ones. It just feels lighter.
Okay.
And you guys are all fully healed, by the way, too. Looks like.
Uh-oh. Anytime the DM says everybody's full healed, he's about to fully unheal some bitches. Not good.
You encounter one of these. Lizard. I wouldn't do that. You guys know that I never give you random encounters. That doesn't happen. Kidding. Okay. Well, let me roll to see what happens, because this is it's going to be a lot of days passing. You're basically going to be heading. Let's go back to the area map. Zoom all the way out. Okay. Let's see if I can get this to look right.
Hey, we're going near the Lizard Isles, right? Or the whatever they're called.
Yeah. Let's see if I can get this drag to work. Oh, it goes way wrong in the stream. Okay. There. That might be better. Trying to make it work for the stream too. Okay. So this is the boat. And you guys just basically heading off. Just flip it around. Out to sea and out in this general direction. And yeah, you know that you're going to be going eventually out through the neck and out, yeah, towards the Pirate Isles. And where they were heading when their ship got attacked was to Cerulean, which is off the coast. About 50 more miles that way. So you'll kind of be heading in that direction, as far as you know. It'll probably become clearer once you get closer, as Faisal seems to be directing. He's basically just saying, head this general direction to get through the neck first.
The magical compass.
Yeah. Now the question is, are there any random special things that happen while you guys are traveling, or does it just happen quickly? And I got the ultimate determiner of this right here. This is 20 death.
Bring the pain.
Day 1.
Put it right there.
Done that.
Dang it. I mean, yes. Safety.
Now, you might get lucky, and maybe nothing will happen. Day 2. I don't know what to do with Mirth here, because if there is a battle or something, I really don't feel like rolling for him. Does someone else want to control him?
What are we controlling?
Mirth.
What do you want me to do?
Or we can just say he's sleeping under the
Yeah,
deck.
that sounds good. Nighty night, Mirth. All that ale. He's probably got, like, beer shits.
He's taking a nap under the deck.
Yeah.
Just because he's not here.
Matt, while you're rolling, I'm gonna run to the bio.
Okay. Yeah, let's take like 3-minute break. I really
Okay.
gotta kind of go too.
Thank you.
All right.
Which means we're probably gonna fight a banshee.
97.5.
All right. Be right back. 3 minutes.
Yeah, anyway, everybody's gone.
Oh,
Yeah. My character was not doing any deception there. Like, I've never stolen from you guys, and I won't. I'm good at what I do, but I do need the party, and the party needs me, and the party needs you and Joe. I get it.
Right.
I'm trying not to play a stereotypical rogue that's like, I steal from everybody, because that's really boring.
Yeah, also,
Eric is more of a calm, evaluate your options, and right now the best option is stay cool with the party. I need help. You guys can help me. I can help you. He's committed. He was not, however, committed to the idea of giving Jonathan a bunch of money.
it was a lot of money.
Yeah, I got 100 of it back, and I'll split 50 of it with you if you kind of keep that between the folks with similar interests.
I can handle that. I
Spying,
thought about
stealing.
the same thing, but I don't think my character is as good as that as you are.
Right on.
Yep.
Okay. Totally just stepped on my dog. He was sleeping in a dark hallway. Scared the crap out of him and me.
Dogs make good, what are they? Stepping stools. That's proven by Sarah Palin's kid.
They sure do when you're a toddler. Our dog's kind of big. So yeah, he's probably right. If you put a saddle on him, a kid could probably ride it.
You have a big dog? I don't remember that.
Yeah, he's new. Well,
Is it
we have
part
him-
camel?
He might as well be. He's
Yeah.
part Saint Bernard, mostly smooth collie. We had him for a while as a puppy, but then we had to give it back for a while, and now we have him again. So he's our dog. He's pretty awesome.
Nice.
He's the first dog I've ever owned that fully listened to things. It's amazing. Like, you tell him to not run off the property, and he doesn't.
Wow.
It's amazing.
So I have my girlfriend and I have a dog, and we don't live in the same city. So when I talk about my dog, it's like a dog that's in Dayton. But that animal won't listen if it sees a person. She'll listen completely if you do anything else. Like if you're like just alone with the dog, she'll do anything you say. But if there's a person around, she'll be like, "Oh my God, friend."
All right. Well, it's about midday one day, and make a perception check.
Perception check.
Perception.
How'd we do, everybody?
22.
Joe did fantastic, and Merrick and Eric like combined our roles and whatever.
All right. 14, 14, 22. All right. Oh, that's good enough. You guys, you hear the flapping of wings above, and you all look up, and you see this red, leathery thing. One moment. You see a red dragon. It's not super big, but it is red, and it's got leathery red wings. And maybe it could be a wyvern. Maybe it could be a red dragon, but it's pretty bright red. And as you see it, it's kind of circle above. It's very high in the air. You notice a second red dragon tailing behind it. Also looks kind of small for a dragon.
How many people are on this boat other than our adventuring party and Faisal, I think?
How many people? There. Okay, so there's 5 of you, and there are about 20 crew members and a captain.
Okay, I'm gonna yell out and point up. Be like, might want to get on those ballistas. We got company.
All right. And they do. Some of them adjust the sails. And they say, Captain, Captain, what do we do? And the captain looks to you guys and says, are they coming towards us? And he looks up and tries to gauge the situation. And as you guys look at them, you see that they are circling you guys.
Raise your hand if you were hoping the captain would know. Oh yeah, those are wyverns. They do that. It's cool.
The captain looks very concerned and it says, I haven't seen anything like that in a long, long time.
Shit, why do we always hear that before bad stuff happens? Why can't it be like, this is a common occurrence. You're still going to get effed up, but it's cool. Well, let's do this. I want to help somebody with a ballista.
All right. There are, let's jump to the ship. Dun, 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 dun.
Baby ship.
And Mirth is, for the sake of this battle, gone.
Oh my god.
He's sleeping down below. You can go try to wake him. But one of you guys has got to control him. I don't want to control him.
I can try, but I have no idea what his abilities are, except they can turn into a bear and rage.
Yeah,
that's all you need.
Okay. One moment. Come on, things. Just pulling out a few tokens here. This will work.
There's some tiny red dragons.
Like a red flapping creature of some kind. I don't think we've quite figured out what it is yet. Oh, that thing does not look cool.
Yeah, they're way up in the sky right now. Make the other one a little different just so you can tell them apart. There are two of them. They're circling. They're very high in the air, but they do seem to be getting lower and lower. They must be hundreds and hundreds of feet in the air right now, but they are coming closer.
How big do they look for as far away as they are compared to me? Meaning, could they come down and grab me and rip me in half?
As far as you know, yes. They look like giant hawks from your distance.
Okay.
Their wings are definitely not feathered, though. You can all pretty well tell that. They are leathery wings.
Super.
Almighty blowgun justice. And I'm going to drop a few quick obstacles on here just to show you where the ballistas are. All right. There's a big ballista up front. I'll just make it like an arrow for now.
Okay.
Until I get real, actual cool ones. There are a couple back here. You can man one of them. They get +6 to hit and can shoot up to 400 feet. You can also use your bonus if it's more than +6 with your dex. One there, and that's it. There are 4 in the total. And most of the crew goes below deck, but a couple of them will stay and help man the ballistas if you guys don't take them all.
We'll let some crew help out.
Okay.
I'm skeptical about our ability to fight whatever those are.
Whatever, I'll grab these fucking chicks.
Times like these, it's cool to be a halfling, and it's also uncool to be a halfling. Because, like, I can hide under the ballista, but I can also be eaten. So it's kind of a, what do you do?
This main one here is the largest one. It does a little bit more damage than the rest. Looks like it would. And, however, it can't, none of these can really shoot up very high. You can arc them upwards, but you definitely can't shoot them straight up.
So they're not even useful.
So they might not all be all that useful for this particular encounter. Now that you guys think about it for a sec. Well, you were trained how to use them. You kind of know their range.
Get my crossbow out and go ahead and load it.
Okay. All right.
Same.
Eventually, one comes probably into range for you guys to do stuff. One of them comes a little lower than the other.
I'm going to hide in Joe, like near her.
Go ahead and roll initiative. Oh,
Okay.
wait, let me get the initiative box up so we can do this.
Oh,
better.
yeah.
Okay. Do initiative modifier. Okay.
We ready?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Why don't I have the initiative thing?
Do it in your character sheet.
Yep. I realized that as soon as I said it.
And I'm going to do the crewmates here.
Man, I get a 21 and you got a 1-up me? Literally,
You know.
1-up.
Okay, here's
'Cause I'm-
Suzail.
I'm awesome.
I'm trying to roll initiative, but when I press the button, it doesn't roll.
Do you have your token selected?
Nope.
Do that.
That'll be it.
Ooh, good initiatives in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Mage-tastic.
Our last battle, dude. We're happy to get a 4.
There's 5. We got a 12. Okay. And the crew is, yeah, I'll have a couple of them help out. The rest are going to run under deck.
Cowards.
All right. Let me just sort this. Probably the right way. All right. So one of them circling above, this one here, is 120 feet just above you. Joe, it is your turn. And by the way, before this even starts, you do have time to cast any preparation spells as they circled.
Ooh, awesome.
So, whatever you want to do before this, you get an action or two.
No, I just I didn't prepare spells for battling shit out of the sky. I don't see it on here. What is the range on the crossbow?
Range on the crossbow, I think it's 120.
Okay, so it's within range, right?
Probably.
Okay.
Let me look it up real quick.
Well, those-
Crossbow. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still digging.
Okay. Well, and I went ahead and rolled because I tried to look it up before and I couldn't find it.
Looks like you got. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, range on crossbow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like 80 for the short range and 320 for the long range.
Okay, so you get disadvantage. So it looks like you got a 6 there.
Okay.
That's gonna be a miss.
Fantastic.
Anything else you do? You want to move any?
Nope. I start reloading.
Okay, Eric, you're up.
Anybody within like 25 feet of me ish?
Me?
Anything that I want to shoot? Like bad guys?
The dragon, one of them's 120 feet above. The other is about 200 maybe above.
I was not listening at all. Sorry, say again.
One of them came in range. It's 120 feet just above you.
Okay.
The other one's higher up. It's about 200 feet up.
I'm going to get out the almighty blowgun of justice. The ranged weapon of Eric Thorngage. And when this beast gets within like 25, I'm going to light it up.
So you're ready in an action to blow it? I mean, blowgun it?
I wish to blow your leathery wings. No. So, all right, you let me know if I can do this or not. I want to get the blowgun out and the poison out and like poison 3 darts.
You
Can I do that this turn?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm going to use the standard bug poison.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you can get
That I
3
got
of them ready.
from gutting some bugs.
Yeah, you can do that. I'll say you can still ready an attack if you want to, because you can do that as your movement bonus.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay.
Thanks.
And so you're going to attack ready. Mirek, it's all you.
All right. So can I go back a second and take one of these actions before the combat?
Yeah,
that you were-
absolutely.
All right. I want to make a minor image, like a little bit just above me, that looks like it's connected to the. Is there like a boat rail?
A what?
A rail
Boat
along,
rail?
Yeah, like a rail along the side of the ship so we don't fall over easily.
Yeah.
I want to make it look like I put something up so that it's up over me, in between me and the whatever they are. So it looks like there's something blocking the path.
Okay, what kind of thing is this?
Like some kind of wooden obstruction that's just there.
Okay, that's
And I'm
fine.
going to duck out from it and try and shoot whenever they get into range.
Okay,
The crossbow.
120 feet. You can shoot at disadvantage this round.
I'll do that then. Wait. They're going to get into range anyway. So can I ready an action and wait for it?
You can. Yep.
Awesome. I'll do that.
All right. Well, indeed it does. It drops very quickly, and anyone with ready to action can make an attack as it lands on board.
Not on my ship. All right, let's shoot it.
And it drops right there. And as it drops, you guys can fire at it. And this other one
Alright.
seems to be just behind it, still in the air, but it looks like it's going to drop next.
I used the wrong attack. Ignore that. Sorry, I'm really bad.
Okay.
Let's try this. Ooh, 14 versus armor class. Not very fun.
Doesn't seem
I
to
got.
get through.
Good.
Doesn't get through its natural armor.
I got a syntax error, so I will roll it manually.
Do you have your
Okay.
token selected?
Thought so. Let's try again. Yeah, I must have written something down wrong. I'll roll it manually.
Cool.
Okay.
1d8 plus 1d4. Wait, no. Roll 1d20 plus, like, 4, I think. Crap. Go. Yeah, plus 4. That's the hit. That's not very good.
You might use your inspiration and be all. You need to do something.
Yeah,
It's
go
an
ahead,
extra one.
go ahead and roll another d20. Let's see if you got a critical miss.
Oh, the critical miss.
Dun dun dun.
13.
What's your bonus plus 4? No, it's not a critical miss. You're good.
Sweet.
Very close, though. Alrighty. It is the next person's turn, which looks like it's Faisal. What does Faisal do? I look at his character sheet.
So you're basically like every other player.
Yeah.
What
I'm
can
gonna
I
keep-
do?
I'm going to keep this simple with these guys, otherwise it's going to take all day.
Right on.
But I think exactly what he would do is cast a spell called Eldritch Blast at this dragon on the boat here.
That explains
gonna-
why he's dark. He's a warlock.
He's going to come over here and he says, "Die, bitch." And
Whoa.
A dog on the boat falls over dead.
maybe not those words.
I didn't know that was a girl.
Okay, he hits. Okay, I think that's what he does. Yeah, that looks legit. Looks right. He does 8 damage to it. All right, and next person's turn. It's these guys. They throw some javelins. Miss. Joe, it's your turn.
Okay. Did it stay down or did it swoop back up?
It stayed down. It's landed there. It's right on the boat. It just came straight down and hit the deck. And it's took its whole action to get there, it appears. But yeah, it's there and ready to fight.
Okay. If I shoot a crossbow at it, is that? No, I'm.
Hey. You can do that.
Okay. 19 to hit for 5 damage.
All right. Solid. All right. You doing
And
anything
I've
else?
been reloading my crossbow again.
Okay. Any moves or anything? You can move. You can move
Right, but
if you want. It's up to you.
you're hiding underneath me, right, Eric?
I said that, but then I also said I was readying an action. So no, not right now. I
Okay.
can't do all that at the same time. That wouldn't be very fair.
Okay.
Or it would be handy.
Right. All right, Eric, you're up if you're not moving.
Okay. Going to. Where is Joe? Are you the white girl?
Yes.
That's not what I meant. I'm going to move over between my party mates, shoot a second almighty blowgun of justice at Red Dragon on the boat. Click your button.
Okay.
maybe.
Ooh, 21 to
yeah.
hit. 21's it's a hit.
Okay. It did 4 damage, but it
And
also does 1d6 for the poison on it, unless you
Yes.
say otherwise.
that is correct. Go ahead and do your poison.
There's another 5, so I hit him for 9. And then I'm going to use the rest of my move and my bonus action to hide in Joe's square. I'm going to move myself like up here.
Okay.
Can I make a hide check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Stealth check. Oh,
Very nice. Merrick, you're up.
very cool.
All right. So, how long does it take to reload a crossbow?
It doesn't take anything.
Okay.
In this game, it's a little different. Basically, it counts as your attack. The thing with crossbows is you can't make multi-attacks with it. So you can only shoot it once per round,
Nice.
even if you have extra attacks.
Then, instead of doing that, I'm going to cast Mass Missile at it.
Okay.
3d4 plus 3.
Magic missile time. Right on.
8 damage.
All right. This thing is looking pretty damaged. It's got holes in its wings. It's got some scales that have fallen off. There's blood coming out of an eye.
Yum.
And it's the dragon's turns. This one on the ground, which just got waylaid, turns to you three and opens its mouth, and some fire just comes erupting out in your direction. All of you make dexterity saving throws.
Do I get advantage because I'm in another person, like behind him? Maybe?
Not for that, but if you have
Right.
any kind of special thing that would give you advantage otherwise, or a class ability or something.
17.
Good roll, Joe.
5.
1.
Oh, crap.
Anybody using anything before I go further?
Is there
with this?
what kind of thing would inspiration do?
Allow you to reroll?
Ooh, that's pretty good. I'm kind of scared I might die if I don't do that. Or be very badly hurt. I'm going to go for it.
Okay. Inspiration it is. Go ahead and roll again.
No.
Ooh.
You got the 20.
Cool.
Oh,
20's the
awesome.
first one. So you're
Yep.
good.
Very nice.
All right. See if I can position this a little better on the stream real quick. All right. Good enough, I think. Yeah, you make it. So you're going to take half damage. Joe's going to take half damage. Eric, you got a... what'd you
21.
get? 21. You guys are all going to take half damage. Okay. So half this.
13.
Yeah, take 13.
Also referred to as half of my health.
Yeah.
Fire
God.
damage from this fire breath.
I'm at
It just-
11.
It scorches your stuff too. If you have anything flammable that might be out, it's probably going to get burned up. Your clothes are getting all charred, and this section of the boat's getting a pretty good char mark on it as well.
What is my blowgun made of?
Wood or metal?
Like, I just pictured I'm like holding a giant blunt. You know, it's like on fire on the end, like smoke's coming. I'm like, eh.
Since you guys have made all your saves, nothing is so burnt that it doesn't work anymore. But there's definitely some smoldering on the edges of your clothes that's getting burnt, and they will no longer be the same.
So, players, raise your hand if you thought we had the upper hand in that fight. We're all like, eat it, dragon! And he's just like, like, oh, you failed.
There are
I would
2
have
of them.
died.
Hey,
Yeah,
can you
the
get the ballistas face in the ship?
This front one can. You know, this front one can face in, but the others can only face outwards.
All right, then.
And yeah, the front, this other dragon dives some more. He hasn't quite landed yet. He's got about another 30 feet, so he's just hovering right above the boat. And it actually looks like he's going to drop back behind of these crewmates, who look rather terrified. And it is now Faisal's turn. Faisal moves to here and does another Eldritch Blast at the one that just blew you guys away.
Clever.
That's a connect. He blasts it for 8 damage. And it looks quite wounded. And he also... well, I gotta read something. Oh, never mind, I'll pass. His crewmates, they throw javelins at the one that's about to land on them. See if they hit at all. Ooh, a hit and a miss. And after doing that, they dive below deck with their move. Hey, at least I did a little damage.
Yeah.
All right. It's the next person's turn. Joe, you're up. Might not want to be grouped up now you've learned. They do a cone breath.
I'm gonna pat poor little Eric on the back with a heal spell for 6. Is that no? Oh, sorry, 4. 4. Read that wrong. And then I'm gonna run away.
That last dragon there, or the dragon in front of you guys, it looks incredibly beat up.
I need somebody to engage it, because then my full potential will be unlocked. I think the blowgun will be engaging it this round.
All right,
Well,
Eric.
That was my turn.
Looks like
Awesome.
you're up, Eric.
All right. Well, let's see if the darts fly true. 17 versus AC.
That's a connect.
Okay, that's 4 damage on top of... Ooh, 10 damage.
Nice. Well, it goes right into its one bloodied eye. It seems to go very deep, and it reels in pain for a second, then collapses, not moving at all.
Is it doing the stanky leg because I hit him in the brain?
Yeah, that's great. It's like twitching.
Yeah. So did that, and I'm going to move over to the 15, 20, 25. Move over here. And
Okay.
while I'm moving, can I pull out a weapon?
Sure, you can switch weapons.
Okay, I'm going to pull out the new short swords.
Okay, short sword. Short. You have 2.
I have an old one. Can I pull out?
Gotcha. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to switch weapons.
I'm pretty lenient on that, especially if you've got a bonus action that you haven't used. Okay. So, and is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Looks like we're up to Mirik.
Oh boy. So, I'm going to cast Magic Missile at this other one. But I'm going to cast it as a 2nd level spell. So I get an extra D4, I think.
Right. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
So it'll be 44 plus 4.
Oh,
Nice
That's
damage.
15.
Yeah. Those missiles fly at it and smack it around. Looks like it does some serious damage to it.
I'm going to hide it behind the ballista.
All right. So yes, this front ballista can definitely be turned around and operated. All right, dragon's turn. It jumps over to Faisal
Okay.
and seems to take a bite at him. Yeah, that definitely hits. And its bite seems to do some fire damage. And some piercing damage. Oh, jeez. Suzail is incredibly crippled by this blow. It bites him across the chest. And you see some fire come out of its mouth as it squeezes tight. And he looks like he's in an immense amount of pain. And it eventually lets go of him. And he nearly collapses to the ground. And
He's still standing.
Yeah, on his kind of on his knees, and he raises a hand and whispers some incantation, and seems to bring down some pain on his enemy and retribution.
Cool.
And you see fire erupt around this dragon as Suzail does this, and let's do some damage. I'm rolling here because it's faster. 9 fire damage. Or is it fire damage? Because this guy's immune to fire. Alright, we'll figure that out.
I was going to say, fire is probably not the best weapon against these dudes.
Yeah, I gotta read the spell.
Are his eyeballs flame retardant?
Apparently.
Okay. That seems to be their weakness.
It's Hellish Rebuke fire damage. That's the question.
One of the streamer viewers is talking about rolling inspiration for the dragon.
Make him do more damage.
Yeah.
Man, the viewers are against you guys.
I don't know, man.
Not bode well. Hellish Flames.
Doesn't say.
It does. It says fire damage. Okay.
Doesn't
Yeah, the fire damage does nothing to this guy. That is very unfortunate. All right. All right. It's Suzail's turn, and he's there, looking very injured. I think he's going to drink a potion that he has on him. Oh god, these low numbers. So he gets some hit points back.
Oh. The viewer is actually saying give them the ability to have a disadvantage instead of a reroll. That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, you can do that. Okay. All right, we'll consider that for the next up and coming go. Okay, those guys are under deck. Joe, it's your turn. Suzail seems to be taking a defensive action and being ready to dodge for drinking that potion.
Okay, so he did take a potion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks
Then
like he's scared shitless.
Okay. I'm going to shoot a crossbow again. The other one's in range, right?
Yeah. You sure you don't want to operate the big crossbow?
Sure, let's operate the big crossbow.
Please don't shoot the rogue.
All right.
I don't know, Eric. You better roll a dexterity.
It's right there. Just move on to it. And basically all you have to do is spin it around and shoot it. And it's pretty quick to spin. It's got a little seat on it. So you like just jump on it and you give it a kick around. And this one's already loaded. So you can fire it this round.
Okay. And to fire it, I roll a d20 and I add 6.
At least 6. If you got a bigger bonus, that's good. But yeah, these things get at least +6.
What would be the other? I don't have anything that's at least a +6.
I think we're at +5.
All right. Just do your +6 then.
Okay.
See if you can nail this sucker. Oh, you got it.
Sweet.
It's a hit. This thing does. I should probably look up the exact amount, but I believe it is going to be. Oh, this is the bigger one too. This one does 5d10 damage.
Holy smokes!
I'm so glad I fired it.
Yeah, it's the largest ballista. It's their
and
it's
no
their
bonus.
sieging one.
It's
their
5d10
sieging
straight, right?
What do you mean there's no bonuses? It's 5d10.
22.
Fuck.
All right.
Whoa.
That's fantastic.
Nice.
Big old crossbow bolt or ballista bolt just sticks into its chest. Doesn't seem to go down yet, but it seems to be reeling in some pain after that.
And how do I reload this thing?
Looks like there's basically a stack of big bolts along the side here. With a partner, you can do it very quickly, but you'll have to jump off and reload it, and then shoot it next round.
Okay, that's fine. But can I get it reload? Can I, between this turn and next turn, reload and shoot again?
No, you've used all your actions for this turn. So,
Okay.
but next turn, you'll be able to reload it. And let's see. No, you won't be able to shoot unless you have someone to help you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Eric, you're up.
I'm going to move my speed and use my bonus action to dash, which should give me like double speed.
Mm-hmm.
And I already calculated it. Getting me right here is 45.
Right. Okay.
So I'm going to run up and try to like slash the thing with my new fancy rapier.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
short sword, I'm sorry. Short sword. Blep. And I'm, let's see, 19 versus AC.
That's a hit.
That's a total of 18 damage. I rolled max damage, assuming I got sneak attack because Faisal's threatening it as well.
Don't you have to be right beside your ally?
Well, if that's the case, then I'll just move up one. I've got this move speed left to do it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you do have to be right beside him. I believe that's the official rule. So yeah, if you do that, you can get your sneak attack.
All right, well,
It's like right there.
yeah, like moved up and diagonally so I don't get chewed on the way.
I assume you came from this direction then.
Aye, that's correct.
Okay, because you can go around the whatever they're called, the masts.
Yeah.
You can go around pretty easily. All right. You do. Did you add the +1 for it being a +1 weapon?
Let me look.
18. All right. You stab at a good one with that magical sword, and it seems to probably hit it in some vital liver or something, just right in between its scales. And it once again reels in pain. It's got a big ballista bolt stuck in it. It's looking rather beat up, but you can tell that this dragon is just a little bit larger and more mature than the other one. It's still a rather small dragon, or a dragon. And it's still hanging on.
It says you don't need advantage on the attack roll if another enemy of the target is within 5 feet of it. And that enemy is not incapacitated, and I do not have disadvantage on the roll, so either way,
Yeah, you're
we're
good
good.
then. Yeah, you can do it from either location.
Okay.
You're right.
And I did add the +1 in. I updated my character sheet, so I did a proper 18.
All right, 18 it is.
Is he still alive?
Yep.
Oh, that's lame.
He's looking pretty hurt, but still hanging on.
I'm guessing he's got 1 hit point, which is why you were asking.
Merrick, you're up.
Kick him in the face with a magic something.
So, yeah, I guess I'll start off with the magic missile with 2nd level. So, do that thing again.
All right, it's magic missiles.
$15.
15's enough to finish it off.
Awesome.
Your missiles knock it around and eventually slam it to the ground.
In that
And
case, I'm
it dies. And there is much rejoicing, as no crew members were lost this day.
Woo woo!
The crew members abandoned us.
Yeah, none of them are. The captain ordered most of them under because he needs them alive to operate the ship.
This warship could not win a war.
All right, another dead dragon.
Joe makes a sad face as she gets off the ballista.
I was going to give you bardic inspiration if the thing didn't drop.
One of them does seem to drop some silver pieces. You're not sure from where.
Ew.
Let's just say it had silver teeth.
Apparently, it was holding them somewhere.
Yeah, he had a grill.
Yeah.
He knocked him out of his teeth. He got some silver teeth. So there's 12 silver. And teeth. And that is time. Yeah. It's the session. So we'll pick back up here next week. And I'll be sure to email Chad and let him know we're definitely playing next week.
Yep.
So he's not taken by surprise. I'll leave the stream running for a little bit longer, but officially we're done. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Mr. Dysfunctional, you're cool. Thanks for chatting with us.
Jukebox.
Oh yeah, I should probably give you guys some experience.
Experience is awesome. It's enough to get to level 10. I have big plans.
Let's pull up the calculator and just get it all worked out here. So yeah, a lot happened in this campaign. Just to recap, you guys finished getting the Suzail and interacted with the House Clairist and some of their members. And I don't know, what were your takeaways?
We paid off Jonathan.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Settled that debt.
The debt was definitely settled.
Sure was. He seems pretty happy. He was kind of oblivious as to, not oblivious, but it's not the right word. Yeah, he was happy to get an advance. You're not really sure what he thought. He was just like, thanks.
Awesome. So, like, the character sheets are really fancy. I can't figure out where experience goes.
Oh, I know.
First page.
First page, that's good.
It's right beneath initiative.
You are correct. So we were at 2K. And how much do we need to level up? Page 15 of the PHB will tell me this.
But it's
Super
3,800.
Cynthia will, a.k.a. Joe, will tell me this.
It's
Not
3,800. I win.
All right. Neat.
You told me last week, and I wrote it down.
It's totally 2,700.
It
That's
is.
not what you told me.
Well, I made it up last week because I don't know.
Dick.
Book says 2,700. We're at 2,000 currently. Our 2 dragons, 700 experience. So that is and clever role playing, and clever dice rolling,
And honest character arguments.
honest character arguments.
Yeah,
The
very
inverse
good.
of that.
If you didn't already have inspiration, I'd give it to you. Mirk, you regained inspiration. Great playing.
Awesome.
To all of you, I'd give it to you all if you didn't already have it. All right, so calculating up experience here. I've got the returning Laundrek, Princess Laundrek quest completion. I've got the 2 dragons. And is there anything I might be missing that you guys can think of?
Jonathan?
Yeah, we'll call that. Yeah, okay. Put a little in for that.
And I did dump 10 gallons of water down on top of those guys who were brawling.
Yeah, nothing for that.
Listen,
So
I
look.
spent a lot of time grumbling about how things don't go the way that they're supposed to go according to what's happening in my head.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No,
They
being
definitely
totally
really
honest.
confused them, but they didn't really know what was happening, so they just kept fighting.
Like 10 gallons of water. That's like a bath on your face.
That was an ass load. I didn't realize it was 10 gallons.
Well,
until
I don't
now.
think we ever said it until then. Because I
Okay.
was
didn't
picturing
realize-
like, you know, like a bowl of water, a big bowl, like, shh. And maybe
Oh,
if you're
no,
in the middle of adrenaline.
Yeah, it's 10 gallons.
Wow. I didn't realize you could do that.
I didn't know that much. I thought it was like a bucket or something, and I was like, they don't care. But 10 gallons, they would have reacted some.
I got an extra water skin.
Now I know.
Yeah, create up to 10 gallons of clean water in an open container. Alternatively, that amount, the water falls as rain in a 30-foot cube within range.
What
so you
level
had
is that spell?
So you did it. You would have had to do it as rain, pretty much, because
Yeah.
you have to create something. Okay. So yeah, they were confused then, but they didn't really.
Yeah. It's a first level, but for every slot higher, I get an additional 10 gallons of water.
So by level, wait, I missed that. I was talking to Mr. Dysfunctional. What's going on?
I
How many
created
gallons of water can you make?
a ton of water. And at
Alright.
every additional level, when I use it, if I use it as a slot higher, it gets an additional 10 gallons of water.
I think
So
this might level you guys. How much do you need?
700, I believe.
Okay. Well, you each get 750.
Oh snap! We're coming back as level 4.
Yep.
I'm totally taking the lucky feat just to spite you.
And after this, just in game, you do actually get a day or two without much happening. So you can definitely level on this boat.
Awesome.
One day I want to take another level of mage.
You have all the stuff with you to study to take another level of mage. So freely level up as whatever you want.
I just also want detect thoughts, like I thought I had. So I think I'm going to take like one more level of bard and then go all the way wizard.
Right on. All right. Well, for the sake of cutting the recording that'll get uploaded to YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. So, goodbye.